Hello there, welcome to the Obi Thorin Alliance. I'm Jacob.
And I'm Luke.
And in today's video, we're doing a DC recap and discussion of what's come out for DC. So I guess we'll talk about the biggest, the movies first. So out of all the things that we've seen from the DC Fandome, what are you most excited for the movies, Lou?
Probably Aquaman. The trailer, there wasn't a trailer to it really. It was just Jason Momoa talking about it. But I really, really like the Aquaman movie. So that's what I'm definitely most excited about. So even with little information, all we know is it's coming out December 2022. That's the one I'm most excited about. What are you most excited about?
Probably Aquaman and Shazam.
Yeah. So what do we know about Shazam so far?
It's basically the sequel. They have come to terms between superheroes in their own life, and their villains are going to be two well-known female actors, and they're basically gods.
Yeah, I think it was Helen Mirren and
Lucy Liu.
Yeah, Lucy Liu, and it seems like it's going to be a lot of fun. Like the first movie, they were talking about it was going to feature a lot of important locations that must be in the Shazam comics. I haven't read the comics, so I don't know what they were referring to, but they were quite excited about it. And it's not going to be out to 2023, I think it said, so we've got a little while to wait. So I'm guessing that's going to come out after Black Adam. So speaking of that, another thing that was released at the Fandome was Black Adam, and we watched the trailer for that. We did react to it, but it wasn't really a trailer, was it?
No, it was a sales pitch.
Yeah, so what we had Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson talking about how excited he is about it, and we got a tiny sneak preview of what Black Adam might be. Even from that, would you say you're excited to see it?
Oh, not as much as Aquaman and Shazam, but I don't know that much about Black Adam, but yeah, we'll see. I
guess that's the thing, the teasers haven't given away much, but having seen Shazam and Aquaman before, we've got something to gauge it on, where Black Adam's a new concept. But I'm sure there's people out there that are big comic book fans that like Black Adam. They have an idea of what they're going to expect, so they're probably a bit more hyped than what we are. But having The Rock in it and so heavily involved, you'd think it's going to have some success. He was making out like it's going to be like the most epic thing in the DC universe.
Yeah.
It's interesting, the direction with a lot of the DC stuff. Like, for me, Batman's always been the pinnacle, but really he's just a small part in comparison to all these other godlike villains and heroes that come into it. But I think Batman's kind of a moneymaker, though, for DC. I think that's where all their money comes from. Speaking about that, we saw the trailer for The Batman featuring Robert Pattinson. What do you think about that?
Oh, I think it looks good in a way. I think the main problem is that there's been so many versions of Batman, is that it's kind of been there, done that. I think it's kind of where's the story going to go like? I think it will be cool if the Riddler's the main villain, because despite Jim Carrey's version and in Gotham, the TV show, he hasn't been the main character. It's always been the Joker or Bane. If they don't use the Riddler, I'm going to be disappointed.
Yeah, I think from what we've seen so far, I think it's heavily indicating that it is going to focus around the Riddler, but how they utilise that, I'm not sure. Having seen the trailer a second time now, I'm more excited than the first time I saw it. I'm not sold on Robert Pattinson, but I guess it's a different take for Batman. I guess you just have to appreciate it as a Batman fan that they're making movies, and you're not going to get the same Batman all the time.
Yeah.
And I guess that's kind of fine. What else? They announced
Flash.
The Flash? Yeah, so what did we see about The Flash so far?
Is that we're dealing with different dimensions. Again, another sales pitch by the actor that plays Shazam. Plays Barry Allen, who plays the Flash, and basically saying, "Oh, we haven't got enough footage to show you a trailer or a teaser trailer, and we're in production." And yeah, basically it's gonna revolve the multiverse and the Michael Keaton's Batman and Ben Affleck's Batman.
Okay, because I did see the side of the Michael Keaton Batman, but I guess this is the DC's version of the multiverse and kind of what we see with Doctor Strange and everything's going on in Marvel. So that is exciting. We also saw... we did see a trailer, but it was announced that there's going to be a new series or movie, DC Super Pets. I wasn't sure whether it's animated or whether it's like CGI, but it is voiced by, we've got the Rock and Kevin Hart in it. And so from that, I'm guessing Rock's probably going to be Crypto and Kevin Hart might be Batman. I think it might be called like Superhound, something like that. So I think given their chemistry on set, it's probably going to be quite a fun movie, but we don't know much about it yet. No, it's cool, something different. Obviously, DC are trying to keep up with Marvel and trying to bring out spin-offs and different things to attract different audiences.
Yeah, and they also announced Wonder Woman 3 and a Superman movie as well.
Oh, okay. So I heard about the Wonder Woman one. I didn't read about Superman. So what do we know? Is it Henry Cavill again in this?
Don't know about.
There's not enough info about it. I'd like to think so. I don't want to see another Superman if they don't have to. If he's not busy and he's willing to do it again, I'd like to see that as an option. Moving from movies, what about TV? Games? Okay, so games, what have we got? We saw quite a few games. They're the things I'm most excited about.
Yeah.
So we saw...
the Suicide Squad's going to try and kill the Justice League.
Yeah, so that game actually looked really epic in the trailer. We didn't see any game footage. We saw kind of all the cutscenes that will be inside the game, so it's hard to tell what it will be and whether you can swap between characters.
Or co-op?
Yeah, it could be co-op, but it looked like a bit of fun, and it seems like they've... I don't know, something's happened to the Justice League and they've now became bad or they're taken over by something, and then they've got to go in and take them on. So it'll be a bit of fun. Features people from the Suicide Squad movies. Like I don't know if it's voiced by Harley Quinn, by Margot Robbie, but the Harley Quinn looks like her, opposed to the kind of cartoon version that we see in the Arkham games. We see the Shark character in there. Boomerang's in there. Like, it looks like a bit of fun.
Yeah.
And I saw it was made by...
Rocksteady.
Yeah, which made... I don't know if they made all the Arkham games, but they made some of them.
They made 3 out of 4, and the prequel one was made by a different studio.
Yeah, so I'm very excited about that, because the Arkham games are actually really, really good. So I'm looking forward to that. We saw they're bringing out a DC Super Pets game.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of game footage of that. That looks interesting, being able to be Crypto and Batman's dog, which would be a bit of fun. And what else? We got to see a bit more game, like a story to the Arkham Knights game.
Yeah.
So previously when that was announced, we saw some game footage, but this was a trailer to give context to it. And from that, what can you make out that it's about?
Basically, Batman has passed away, and now it's his children or predators. They have come and taken over the reins, and you basically get to play as Robin and different characters.
Yeah, and it seems like there's someone that's telling him about this Council of the Owls or Chamber of the Owls, some kind of secret society that apparently run Gotham. So it's trying to add layers and make it a bit more epic, and then looked like they were fighting zombies, like in part of it. So, again, the Arkham games don't have to be too realistic because they're games. They just need to be fun. And I think if it's by Rocksteady, I think we're going to get the same kind of mechanics that made these other Arkham games successful. So, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
What else? So TV shows, we've got
Peacemaker.
Yep. So we reacted to that, and what are your thoughts about Peacemaker so far?
Definitely looking forward to it. I think it will be a blast to watch, and might be not as good compared to the movies, but it is a TV show, so we'll see what direction they decide to take it. From the trailer, it seems like it's going to deal with his being raised by his father and stuff like that. So, and I guess teaming up with different heroes to stop other heroes and villains. So it will be interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah, and that's not too far away from coming out, I don't think. Like, in comparison to the other announcements, I think that's one of the sooner releases, which I'm looking forward to. New release TV shows. There was a mention of a few different animation series that were coming out. Renewal of a few series. I think Batgirl might be getting
Pennyworth.
another series, Pennyworth, which I hadn't heard of before.
Doom Patrol.
Yeah, so a lot of big announcements or like shows getting renewed. And then in the movie section, I read somewhere saying that possibly a Batwoman movie coming out, but there was just artwork of that. So we don't know any more details than beyond like a concept artwork of that. So a lot of announcements coming out of DC Fandome. What would be the three things you're most excited about out of the whole thing?
Probably Aquaman and Shazam, and maybe Peacemaker.
I think I'm probably most excited about Aquaman, and I'm going to say the Arkham Knights and the Justice League game. Sorry, not Justice League, the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. So I'm more excited about the games than anything, but just a lot of cool, exciting stuff coming out.
Yeah, it seems like DC are trying to compete with Marvel. Don't know if they'll necessarily get there, but it seems like they're trying to get there.
I think that they kind of have their own different things, like I think DC they've got the comic books covered compared to Marvel, but I think Marvel have got them covered movie-wise, and I think DC had better shows originally, but now with Marvel teaming up with Disney and the shows on Disney Plus, I think Marvel have definitely got them covered show-wise now. But in the terms of games, I think DC games are way better. Out of the Marvel games we've seen so far, I think they've been quite average, where I think DC have had a long list of good DC games. So, so it's just different niches. So, lots of exciting stuff.
Well, thank you for helping, Luke. Hope you enjoyed the video and excited to see some DC content. Let the force be with you. Bye-bye.